Barbara Mandrell is 75. The quiet life she's living now will break your heart. Imagine selling out massive arenas across America, dominating primetime network TV, and becoming the first country artist ever to win CMA Entertainer of the Year back-to-back. Barbara Mandrell didn't just play country music, she practically ran the industry for an entire generation. But then, at the absolute height of her powers, she just vanished. How does someone that massive simply walk away from the spotlight? Well, the truth involves a horrific tragedy, heavy sacrifices, and a level of quiet courage that you rarely see in Hollywood. Trust me, this is one story you won't want to skip. Barbara was born on Christmas Day in 1948 in Houston, Texas, and honestly, she was surrounded by music before she could even talk. Her mom taught music, her dad was a passionate musician, and by the time she was just 6 years old, little Barbara was already reading sheet music and rocking the accordion. It's crazy to think about, but some people are just born with a natural rhythm that you can't teach. By age 11, she was performing live in Las Vegas, and by her early teens, she was already on the road touring with legends like Johnny Cash. This wasn't just a fun after-school hobby, she was a prodigy. She went on to master the steel guitar, saxophone, banjo, bass, and piano, making her one of the most versatile musicians country music had ever witnessed. By the late 70s and early 80s, Barbara hit peak stardom. She put out a massive string of chart toppers that dominated country radio and easily crossed over into the mainstream pop charts. Her concerts weren't just basic shows, they were full-blown theatrical productions with crazy costume changes, polished choreography, and mind-blowing multi-instrumental solos. She basically single-handedly forced everyone else in Nashville to step up their game. Then came her NBC primetime variety show, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters, which brought in a jaw-dropping 40 million viewers per episode. But that brutal schedule of 14 to 16-hour filming days, combined with her touring life, pushed her body to a breaking point. Doctors straight up told her she was looking at permanent vocal damage, so with a heavy heart, she chose to walk away from the show. Then, on September 11, 1984, everything came crashing down. Barbara was driving near her home in Nashville with 2 of her kids when a devastating head-on collision changed her life in an instant. The other driver, a 19-year-old college student named Mark White, died on impact. Barbara survived, but she was badly broken, suffering a fractured femur, a shattered ankle, a damaged knee, and a severe concussion. The brain trauma was so disorienting that she actually started talking about her past self in the third person, as if Barbara Mandrell, the superstar, was a completely different human being. It's a terrifying reminder of how quickly the glitz and glamour of fame can be stripped away. It took over a year for her body to heal and nearly 3 years for her brain to fully recover. Yet, against all odds, she made a comeback, wrote a New York Times best-selling autobiography, and became a massive national advocate for seatbelt safety. But by the mid-1990s, something inside her had fundamentally changed. In 1997, at only 48 years old, she gave one final emotional performance at the Grand Ole Opry and retired for good. It wasn't because of a scandal or because people stopped buying her records. She simply wanted her life back. She wanted to be a present mother and wife in a way that international fame just didn't allow. Since then, Barbara has lived a remarkably quiet life, focusing on gardening, painting, her faith, and just enjoying her family. In a world where celebrities desperately cling to relevancy, her exit was pure class. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2009, and in 2022, she made a rare appearance at the Grand Ole Opry to celebrate her 50th anniversary with them. She didn't sing a single note. She didn't have to. Just her presence on that stage said it all. Barbara Mandrell didn't fade away. She chose peace over power, and that might just be her greatest legacy. If you loved walking down memory lane with us, do us a quick favor. Hit that like button, share this video with a fellow country music fan, and make sure to subscribe to Silver Rewind. We keep the stories of yesterday's greatest legends alive, and we'd love to have you along for the ride.